This episode of the Older Brother podcast has been completely stolen and plagiarized from Jack Napier over at Napier Knows on YouTube. We did a podcast together, and I looked down like, hey, I don't have time to be doing podcasts, both my own and other people's, so Jack was kind enough to give me permission to use his. We have a very interesting conversation about how you get to the level of taking advantage of people and lying to people, and I make the argument that society will forge you and force you to become a misanthrope because most people in society are such scumbuckets and lying pieces of shit that you will abandon whatever principles and morals. Actually, you won't abandon principles and morals. You'll say, oh, these are liars, and I have every right to lie to these people to make money. So, and we talk about some other philosophical stuff as well, and some exciting times in Jack's pathetic and practically non-existent dating history. So it's a good show. Hope you tune in. Hit record.
We're live. We're live.
Okay, let me explain this. See, now it's too dark. I got to get my right jasmine mood. That's a better light. I know it doesn't look on the screen to the viewers like this is like, oh, it looks a little bright, but it's a nice moody light. I like having the appropriate moody light. I'm a big-time professional podcasting internet guy, Jack.
Yeah, I believe you.
I'm a pretty big fucking deal, man. So, all right. So this seriously, this it's not a skit. It's not a bit for your listening audience. It's not a bit where we talk about Spider-Man and Tony Stark, our rapport with one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you say it's pretty accurate? I mean, you are kind of the noob kid, and I got to show you some ropes, right?
Yeah.
And I do it with the same kind, care, and compassion that Tony Stark did with Spider-Man. He kind of kicked his ass a little bit.
Yeah, right. I'm still waiting for my asshole consulting suit, though. But
do you want viewers to tune into your podcast?
Yes.
Okay, why do I not see any tweets about you saying, hey...
I just did!
Just now?
Yeah, and a couple of hours ago.
Okay, Peter Parker, let's think that one through. You sent out a tweet 2 seconds before you went live.
Yes, and 2 hours ago. Sweet.
Okay, let me find the 2 hours ago one. Where's that? Did you just send this one out?
Yeah, one I just sent out.
Why can't I find your thing?
I don't know. You just woke up. And there's a truck.
There it is. Okay, going live at 5.
Yeah, that's one.
I'm going to retweet that one. So now, of course, the irony, I guess, if you did it 2 hours ago, that was like 5 a.m. here for me. So I wouldn't be up to retweet that. Yeah. Let me see here. Going live with the boy. No.
Scolding him on how to properly podcast.
There we go.
That Duplo thing was nice.
No, you did right then. You did right then. I apologize. I just went through your screen because I was like, oh, I'll retweet it because I'm a nice fucking guy. As big and as a huge fucking deal that I am on the internet, I am just as magnanimous and caring and charitable and kind.
Well, that is true. The problem was, I guess, that you were too kind, and then you turned into what you're right now.
You know what's great is anytime you can be a complete dick. The world will always give you an opportunity to be a legitimate dick, a legitimate asshole, is because all you have to do is couch it in the context of you caring. And people are always fucking up. I mean, seriously, and I'm not joking like, oh, you're going to find flaw in people, you know, like the minorest of infractions. No, like people will fuck up. It's like, come here, dickhead. And then you get to yell at people.
You know what the worst thing is? I'm not in a position anywhere to actually yell at people and get away with it.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? I would have loved to have just one day in corporate where they'd say, Jack, you can yell at everybody you like. Anybody. You can just yell only if the reasons for are grounded. Then I'd be like, that is the only concern they should have. Like, are you right? And me knowing I'm right like 99% of the time, I can yell at people all day. That would be amazing.
But I'll tell you how this would play out in this. Already that world is delusional. It's not going to happen. But I'll tell you why. Even if you were granted your wish, it won't work out. People don't listen. Okay.
True.
And the only way I've found that you get people to listen to you, and it's rare, is when you don't need them. And for whatever reason, they
Yeah.
need you. And it's a very rare intersection of those two variables. Because it's just, and it's not, and it has to be something where you're not part of their ship. Like you're a consultant, like you come in and advise. Otherwise, you're never going to get people to listen. About the only time I've ever had that happen, aside from my shtick with asshole consulting, was when I went in as an independent contractor at a bank. I said, "Fuck you guys! I'm not doing this shit. But duty booty be. You're going to get your act together." And that didn't last long because no one wanted to make the changes. No one wanted to hear the truth. But I won't lie to you, Jack. It was great walking in there and telling guys twice my size with more gray hair than I had, like, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, no, we're not. What are we? Are we a welfare program? But I could be myself, but it doesn't last long. So, I mean, I don't think anyone has that dream.
Just enjoy every moment you have of it. Like the moment you get a free pass of yelling at someone, take it, and just ride it all the way.
If they're in the wrong, you just don't want to beat up on some young kid. Like that's what boomers did. Is like, if I had to suffer making coffee as an intern, and everybody else does. If I have to commute, then you don't want to be that dickhead. What I think the real coup d'état is when you tell your presupposed superiors or your authority or your bosses when you got them over your knee. It's a rare, and you really got to play. And I'll tell you another thing, Jack, you're going to need gray hair. That's just another, you're going to need, but can it show? Like, you got enough in a peppered beard? Like, you don't have any peppered hair yet.
No, not that yet. I've got like a couple of gray hairs sprouting out like randomly.
I know this sounds so petty and stupid because it's a trait. You know, it doesn't mean you're good, but when you got peppered hair or a little bit of gray hair, younger people you're an authority or you're older, so you can lecture over them, but you have to be right. But the older people older than we can't fuck around with that person anymore. That's what it tells them. And so all of a sudden a lot of bullshit drops off where people are done with this. Well, you need to hit the ground right. Like nobody tells anybody with peppered hair, well, work really hard at that. You're like, no, because they know back, like, oh, this guy's got a mortgage, he's got a family, he's got experience or something. He's not going to, it's like, no, I'm working from home, motherfuckers. And if you don't, that's fine. I will leave. So yeah, it's the gray hair.
Yeah.
But you could try it.
It comes with the age, I guess. Well, I got lucky yesterday. No, let me rephrase that. Because I did not get lucky. I showed my capability of doing something, and I have a boss who actually has the intelligence to see it. Because they're laying off people right now.
Oh, really? Even in the government, huh?
Yeah. Because they still have, and I still don't know the proper translation to this, the payroll workers. Like they came in via. No, they came in via the headhunters.
Well, I don't know if it's the same in your country as it is in the United States, the country that Germany invades every time it wants to go to France. I forget.
Backyard right here.
Right there. Send us pictures of the Panzers next time they come through.
Yeah.
It could be something completely different because I know it's slightly different in Sweden. It's slightly different in Britain. So I don't know what it is in Belgium or Holland or Denmark, whatever.
Employment agency.
It might be a contractor. It might be a 1099, but you guys don't have a 1099 form. I can guarantee you that. But yeah, they may not be a full-time employee. They may be just a temporary labor deal. Yeah. So they're laying off those people.
They're laying off those people. And I was one of them. But there were two in our department, me and an elderly lady. The thing is, and I told you this, I stay calm in situations. Like if I'm not on fire and people aren't threatening me with death, I stay calm. Yeah, I'm just sitting there like, okay, what you gonna do? She, on the other hand, the other one, elderly lady, got cut off from her work after 32 years. So, well, you need to get used to the new job. But immediately she started asking for days off. Immediately she took every opportunity she could get to go home early, and things like that. God. And well, guess what? Guess who they cut off and who they kept?
Baron Karen? They cut off Baron Karen?
Yeah, they cut her off. And at first I phrased it as I was lucky, and then I was like, no, I wasn't lucky.
You worked
no,
hard, yeah.
I showed capability. I showed strength and calm when the situation required.
Even when you got in trouble, you got in trouble when you showed calm and reserve. Yes,
yeah.
yes.
But my boss, even though he's a boomer, he's a very cool boomer. He was like, yeah, you know what? People told me that you have a certain look over you that makes people think you don't care. But I got the same comment when I was younger, so I recognize a little bit of myself in you, and I really like that. Like, you're staying calm, things like that. It was Boomer Karen who was like, "Oh, but like the Boomer boss, the man, of course, the man in command, he's like, no, I like the kid. He's got his shit together."
I have a question, Mr. Napier.
Go ahead, Mr. Asselton.
Does you getting your work done provide any evidence or proof that you cared about the job? Or was it just how your face looked?
It was mostly how my face looked. It really was 48 Laws of Power bullshit. Where, oh my God, man. But the Boomer male boss was like, no, I vouched for you. You can stay. I wanted you to stay there. It was like, yes, recognition. Finally.
So in 2 weeks, you've gone from getting a complaint filed against you because you look a certain way to now you're working at home and you have the enviable position and you are now you're the essential employee working from home.
Yeah. But if all of this continues, then my job may be, well, I might be cut off. But I took precaution because yesterday I signed up for a Learn to Code.
Oh my God.
Jack,
what are you doing? You should just go to the government, have Andrew Yang and all the Womans give you money. No, you need to go to the dude. Just take your stimulus check and then go buy a flat panel TV.
I never told you this.
What?
I had a girlfriend who told me that years ago when I was 22. Seriously, hottest girl I ever dated. By God, man, she was slim, like tiny. She was.
I'm
slim.
too old to care. I got it. Hot chick. We men, us old men. Hey, remember that fun time in Vietnam? Talk to Vietnam vet about the fun time. They stopped talking about it like a couple years after Vietnam.
Remember Omaha?
Remember that fun hot chick? Like, yeah, and I don't want to remember it anymore. Go on. There's a hot young girl one time in your life.
Yeah. Although starfish sex, but I can't have it all. It's Dungeons and Dragons. But she told me, like, what do you mean people don't have enough money? You can go to the government for money. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not mine. I need to work for it to actually be mine. She didn't understand it. She was like,
how is she now?
Years later, I found out.
Okay, good.
Okay, she started dating her teacher, who was a starving artist, and who ate from trash cans because grocery stores threw away too much food.
Okay, all right.
And now she's dating a university professor who actually got his shit together, I think. But considering the current situation, I don't know how that's going.
Is he dating her?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have his shit together.
Ah, very true. Yes. Matter of perspective. Yes.
Hey, is this ship great? It is until that torpedo that's 2 feet coming in at 300 miles an hour hits us. You got to look at the whole package. Yeah, he may have had his shit together, but it's not together much longer.
No, very true. I mean, he had to deal with her mother.
Oh, and there's Jack. Jack left. Let's be kind and charitable to the boy. Okay, I know he's new, and he probably just hit the button there.
No, I dropped out. I don't know why.
It's all right.
With me.
I can't hire Jack. I can't trust you anymore. I can't hold your hand, Jack. You need to hit the ground running. This is an important business. This is a steep learning curve. That's You ever? Did they have?
My camera all of a sudden got better.
No, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
We're good. I got a question. Over in Holland or Belgium or Liechtenstein or Luxembourg, where the hell you are,
Germany's backyard.
Germany's backyard. Did you ever have like these sales-based commission-only boomers or bosses, like insurance or whatever, where it's like unlimited income potential? Do they have any of that over there, or is that strictly an American affair? Like you could go sell insurance, or you could sell retirement products. Is there any industry like that, or is that regulated away?
It's mostly regulated.
Okay. All right. Because here we got, like, if you want to sell, what will happen is the younger people who are obviously poor, they'll come in and say, look, if you become a salesman or saleswoman in retirement funds or insurance or some kind of product, then you can have unlimited income potential, you know, and then as a young dopey kid who's starving, you're like, oh, okay. And then you go in and you realize it's like, oh, yeah, it's 20 below outside. Go knock door-to-door sales because I'm the old fuck who doesn't want to do it for you or do it.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, we do have that, but it's not with insurance. It's with energy companies. Energy companies. Like
energy companies?
Yeah. Like the I don't know how they do it in the States, but like our electricity, things like that, that can be provided by, well, different providers. They really, what's the word again? They opened the market for that.
Really? Some that requires an infrastructure that would see that's very interesting economically speaking.
Privatized, that's the word.
They privatized it, yes, but that's very interesting because here we quote unquote have privatized companies, but they're regulated monopolies. Because the infrastructure involved lends itself better to a public service or a public product than it does a private product. But they still have private companies provide it, but then they're regulated. So I'm really curious. So you have energy companies competing. Who owns the grid? Does the government own the grid, or how do you provide different power?
Yeah, that's the weird thing. I think the government does own it, but like in between or amongst each other, they just have a price war. They really have just a price war, and there are certain areas in the but certain areas in the Netherlands only fall under a certain district where only a certain amount of providers can provide. Like the cables are owned by certain companies, things like that. Same thing with the internet. Like there is no one internet company. There are multiple.
Oh. Interesting. Well, that's different than what we got here. I'm very curious how that would work. So, but they can do that. So you got your salesman knocking on the door. Hey, come with Bob's Energy Hut or Frank's Energy Shack or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And we still have the Jehovah's Witnesses. Although I only experienced it one time on my 28th birthday, I believe, and I was so shocked. I'm like, you guys never come to me. Like, are you real? Are you a real Jehovah's Witness? I was really shocked. I was like, wow. Like,
but they don't make money. They don't make money on that. They're not trying to sell you nothing. They're just trying to get you into religion. Okay.
Yeah, just like, oh, we're religious people. I was like, well, I'm not really religious, but wow, you guys are real? I heard everybody complain about them. No, but yeah, like other than the whole Corona Chan thing going on, I'm doing pretty well, and I'm just making steps in the whole coding thing. Well, I had some agents in my field who actually work in IT, and I just asked them, like, okay, my choices have come down to JavaScript. Yeah, like Silicon Chief pointed that one out because you have Java and you have JavaScript. And he was like, no, they're two different things.
What about Java and JavaScript?
Well, no, those are two different things.
Java and Java are different?
Yeah. Are you pointing out again that I have
it's
a speech?
It's JavaScript, not JavaScript. This isn't Mexico. This isn't like jet. Yeah.
No, in the Netherlands we pronounce Jan and what more?
JavaScript. Okay. And we go to the jungle where there's coconuts and monkeys.
Yes. Troof.
Troof. That's the truth.
Oh, you got me on that one. Oh, that was nuclear.
God, you fell for that hook, line, and sinker. But I'm a good liar too.
You know what the worst thing was? You did teach me a valuable thing. Two things. First of all, when pronouncing truth, don't do the thing. That's one. And the next time you ask me to do something, you're going to pay up front. I learned a value capitalistic lesson. In fact.
But has nobody in Britain ever talked to anybody in the Netherlands that said, hey, it's TH, not F? But everyone in the Netherlands is talking like you didn't even know you had that. It's not even a faux pas, but that accent.
I knew I had it. I knew I have certain trouble with the TH, but that's the only thing that really stands out. Maybe a couple of drops here and there where people can notice, like, hey, he's not really. But other than the TH, like 33 is hell.
Yeah.
Me. I really have to do that slowly. And I don't know what that is. But when I went to the orthodontist for the braces, he was like, okay, like, how do you swallow? Like normal spit. And so I did that for it. I was like, oh, yeah, you're doing it completely wrong with your tongue and blah, blah, blah.
You're swallowing incorrectly?
What? Yeah, and that he wanted to send me to a, don't know if I'm translating this right, but a...
orthodontist?
No, not the orthodontist, the one who does the speech thing.
Speech therapist?
Yeah, he wanted to send me there.
What?
Yeah,
your English is fine.
Yeah, I thought that was a bit too much. It was like, there's probably someone on the internet. And then you came along and rubbed it in real nice.
Yeah, like, you ain't doing it no more, I bet.
No. Sometimes you just need... No, the best lessons are learned the hardest. Which is true. Which is very, very true. Speaking about that, by the way, I, complete moron that I am as a millennial, went out yesterday to go on a date. Guess what happened?
She was fat.
No.
Well, let me guess. Okay, did you actually go on a physical date, or was this a Skype date? You want a physical? Okay, so she wasn't fat. Let me ask you a question. Did she represent herself correctly on the internet?
No.
Oh, so she wasn't fat. Old? She's older?
No.
She's single mom?
No.
Boy, I'm running out of the main ones. That's 3 strikes for me. What is it?
Okay, first of all, her pictures were just normal. She kind of looked like your normal girl, nice blonde curly hair, things like that. I'm like, okay, this seems nice. You meet on a dating app. What are your intentions to be on a dating app?
Inevitably to bang or get together, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Good job, Clary. Good job.
I'm not that far removed from it. Yeah.
Deduction skills, perfect. But okay, she opened the door. First thing I noticed, she didn't have nice blonde curls anymore. She replaced them with dreadlocks.
Oh. And that's just the first thing?
That's the first thing. She was wearing a t-shirt, and under her sleeve was...
another sleeve of tattoo.
No, luckily not a sleeve, but a dumb, stupid flower tattoo. And not even a small one, like the entire show. I was like...
This is why I tell, like...
the worst thing is yet to come.
Well, hang on, but okay, you learned your lesson about Troof and going to the Jungle. Okay, so you got to pronounce those correctly. I don't know if you ever tuned in with me and Chad Elkins talk. I mean, he won't go on physical dates anymore until he Skypes with them, right? Did you learn that you Skype first to see what they look like, 2 seconds before you meet them?
I did that once, and it turned out all right.
All right.
The first time she flaked on me, and then she texted me back. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Well, I'd love to go on a date with you again, but you're coming to my place." Done.
I wouldn't even, if that happens, I'm like, no, I would find a way to get financial compensation for my wasted time. I'd be like, well, when you get to be old and a big time internet movie celebrity, God, like, I mean, your time is very, very important, Jack. Mm-hmm. But yeah, if that happened to me, I'd be like, no, and you have to do it right. So I don't know if we do Grubhub or something like that, but I'd say, no, you're taking me to dinner. And because they chintz out, they show up and not pay. It'd be like, when I walk in, there better be a steak and a martini for me when I get there. I'm going to finish my steak and martini, and then you could come in at this time. I'd arrange it like that, and I'd go to that venue and say, is there steak and martini bought and paid for under my name? I think I would do something like that. I said, and then after that, if you want to come in, I might consider talking to you. But no,
that's not too bad, Mr. Stark. I usually just do like, hey, if you want to make this right, you're going to show up, you're going to wear black, and there will be no and, ifs, or buts.
See, but now you're bringing someone who's unreliable, but you could make the argument they're all unreliable to house? To your house?
Yeah, well, we haven't. I've heard you guys talk about this, but the level of crazy where they chase you with a knife or stalk you isn't that high here.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I just maybe I get older and maybe I just value my time, or I'm worried about losing shit. But I have a real issue about, like, you already present yourself as an untrustworthy person. You're not a criminal. You just don't honor your word. Now, do I want that caliber and character of a person, male or female, to be perfectly honest? Yeah, come to my place. No, we meet.
I get where you're coming from.
Because
I get where you're coming.
He raped me. You're like, no.
Yeah, the Netherlands isn't that bad when it comes to those things. And I'm always kind of prepared and what I mean by that, always save your text messages. Always.
Yes.
And make sure you get that one text message from her where it's very clear that she knows what she's doing.
Right here. Yeah, I mean, that's old school advice, but that's one of the many things recommended in that.
I also got a new channel sponsor, by the way.
Oh, did you? What idiot? I mean, what smart, wise person sponsored you?
Well, he is pretty smart and wise. Troy Francis, you know him?
Yeah, Troy. Yeah, I know Troy. Yeah, he sent me his books that I'm probably never going to read because I'm a procrastinating fuck. But yeah.
Well, they are good books, and I really like Troy, and the link is in the chat to his new course. It's the Personal Brand Mastery course, how to build up your online persona from nothing to something. And, well, again, I love these books. I've read them because I am not a procrastinating fuck.
Oh.
I am not.
I'm such a big deal and busy, Jack. I don't have time to read other people's books. That's how big I am.
Well, that's true.
As you can see with the opulence behind it. Yes.
It's for the young lieutenants to do all the work. But you can go to the link there. Troy's new sponsor. And I vouch for Troy because I really like Troy.
He's over in Britain, right? He's a British dude.
Mm-hmm.
I presume, as it would, I guess, universally, it applies outside of the United Kingdom as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all of his books are very universal. Like, am I saying that right? Yeah. Universally applicable. Globally applicable. That's what I like the most about it. It's not this, put your hat forward and step with your foot back in your bra. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He talks a lot about the inner game aspect as well. And he's very direct too. Like, within the first couple of seconds, a girl knows, and don't waste your time.
Yeah, a little bit more. Well, he's not old, but he's not younger either. I mean, he's more my age, probably 38, 39, I'd imagine.
He's 42, I believe.
He's 42. Yeah, he's not some rookie kid who's putting his hat on sideways and saying, yo, yo, yo. I mean, he's like, no, we ain't got time for this shit.
Did you catch the latest Rule Zero where Ryan pulled a fast one on us?
No. What did Ryan do?
That was amazing. No, Ryan's eyes were dry because of the light. And he was sitting there in his whatever sunglasses it was. And as soon as Rule Zero started going live, he's like, "What's up, YouTube?"
Good old Ryan.
Pretty funny. And he's going to stream some pickup artist game via YouTube very soon because he's been addicted to Minecraft videos. I'm like, what? It's so fun. It's so nice to find out that Rule Zero are also normal people.
They're all normal. We're all normal. Everybody keeps like, oh my God. It's like, no, dude, once you get to know me, you'll learn I'm a dickhead that takes a shit. And
biggest disappointment of
it is. It's a huge disappointment. And instead I was kind of like, oh, well, should I try to like keep me mysterious? Like, no, I'm a dickhead. I'm a debauched asshole. I've fucked up. And everybody does. And so when you go and meet, like Rolo, you want to talk about a fuck up. You want to let's talk about the Godfather, shall we? Let's talk about the Godfather.
He really hurt you, didn't he?
He hurt me. He stood me up twice. What kind of man stands up a fellow man twice?
Well, if you're a general, you can do that.
I know you're a general. Just dismiss the captain. He doesn't have time for me.
You know the board game Stratego?
Oh, I've never played it, but I remember it in the 80s as a kid. Yeah.
Oh well, it's
Never
a nice
played
game.
Well, you guys get our leftovers in Europe after we save your ass from whatever dictator or tyranny. You're like, yeah, here's some blue jeans. Look at that, kid. They're all used in Shadden. There's a urine stain. There's your blue jeans. Hey, America, wave some flags.
Didn't the Yanks come from Europeans? I recall. Didn't we found your country?
God almighty. Okay, if we want to do that, we all came from Mesopotamia. You know, we're technically all Middle Eastern.
Oh, damn. Do we know a Mesopotamian guy? Do we?
We gotta.
He'd have the upper hand on us.
Well. How really? Because if we all came, that's where Western civilization came from. Everyone thinks it's Greeks. Greeks got it from Mesopotamia. A lot of laws. Was it Hammurabi? One of the dudes in Mesopotamia had a lot of laws, and they were like, it was one of the first codified laws, one of the first civilizations that had laws, and there was ownership and contracts. I think it was that clay tablet dude.
Yeah, which one is that podcast again? Like the history one, the nice one.
Well, no, there's scores of them, dude, and I don't even go on podcasts because the really good shit's on YouTube, but I convert it to MP3. So if I want to learn about Mesopotamia, I go search Mesopotamia documentary on YouTube, and then I convert it to an MP3.
I just used to play Rome Total War to get a
Timeline, which is I think it is a British. I don't know if it's BBC or not, but Timeline is a pretty good history documentary. But they're all over the place. They don't just focus on one thing. You know, they'll do something on Napoleon. You'll learn a lot about Napoleon.
Napoleon used to be my favorite topic in history.
You know,
he was just amazing. And then he got banned to Santa Maria. What's the second one?
I don't know. I remember he almost conquered the world, and he went into Russia. They tried to conquer the world again, and it didn't happen. And Wellington beat him?
No,
at the Battle of Waterloo. Yeah.
Like, it was.
This is amazing. I just want to point out, it's amazing an American even knows this shit. That's how fucking educated I am compared to him. Okay, go on. I'm sorry.
The greatness. Let me bask in your greatness of wisdom. How the Russians beat Napoleon was pretty awesome. Like they burned.
They just let him come in winter. What do you mean? How it was amazing? How they
that too, but how they drove him into the harshest, coldest season of Russia. Like they burned down Moscow just to lure him in. It's that's ballsy.
Yeah.
That's just like, oh, fuck you, mate. We're just going to burn everything. You've got nothing to eat.
That's their trump card is scorched earth. They did that with Hitler. They did that with Napoleon. I think they might even try that with the Mongols and the not the Turks. Who were they? I'm going back again. I read Peter the Great by Robert Massey, which is one of the few books I've ever read. Not forced.
How many did you read?
I think I've read less than a dozen books for pleasure.
Yeah, have you finally beaten writing more books than you?
I'm close. I'm like, if I'm not tied, I'm one or two below it. So all I have to do is write 2 more books. I think I've written more books than I've read for pleasure. You know. But yeah, the Russians they've always had regular invaders coming from the steppes. The Cossacks. That's what Cossacks. The Turks, they weren't called the Turks, though. They were called something else, but they came from that area. And then the Mongols. And so I'm sure that they had some kind of tactics or techniques. And then
Persians?
No, not the Persians weren't. This is before the Persian Empire, or this is after the Persian Empire. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is it's like, oh, you got to come invade us? Hey, it gets a little chilly in January. Hope you find some place to stay. And that's kind of what they would do, you know.
Did anyone ever conquer Russia, like in history? Couldn't imagine.
I don't think so. No, the Swedes duked it out with Peter the Great. Like at one time, Russia may have been a vassal state, or a tithing state where the Khan, one of the Khans, would come in and say, "Give us your money." Like, okay, here you go. Don't kill us. But then the Mongol, if I remember history correctly, I mean, again, this is very amateurish studying. Mongols just went away. Like something happened at the homeland, or I don't know, they got too lazy because they got too fat, and they weren't the warring, ass-kicking Mongols they used to be, and they just went home.
A friend of mine has the Obama layout poster of Hope, but they replaced Obama with Genghis Khan and Hope with the word Khan. I'll make a picture next time I'm with him. It's a pretty awesome poster. He's got it next to his computer like, God. I'm like,
we should do one with you and it just says Troof. That'd be great if we had some.
Okay, guys, go do it. Go do it. Don't be soy. I saw Don't Be Soy in the chat. He can do it.
Okay, yeah, dude, I'd pay for that. You should see now. Again, I'll give you advice, Jack, because I'm a very caring fucking guy. You should make posters like that. If you get a cafe press site or something like that, you get a poster.
You almost ruined my narrating career. You know that,
what
right?
What are you talking about?
Like, is that the guy who can't say TH? I'm not going to let him narrate my book.
Are people talking about you?
Yeah.
Didn't you get super chats because people wanted you to say Troof? Well, what are you complaining about?
Oh, that's true. I don't need to narrate anymore. Finally, the shekels have been unleashed.
Do you have the ability to show your tits and make money on the internet?
Not yet.
Okay. So you have to make
always a way.
Right. So men have to make asses of themselves on the internet and make fun of themselves at their own and there you go. That's how you get it.
That's true. That is true. But to get to the worst part of the date.
Yeah.
So
sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely no problem at all. I like the Napoleon history and the Russians. Like, is there someone in history who was bright enough to attack Russia during the summer and bring enough resources?
Start, but it takes forever to get that.
That's so big.
Yeah, it's so big.
It's huge. But okay, we were sitting on the couch and like touching legs and things like that. And then later she showed me around the house. She was standing pretty near to me. So I went in for the kiss.
So wait, this is Dreadlock Girl, just to make sure.
Yeah, Dreadlock Girl.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, well, you know what? I'm already here. So I went in for the kiss. She declined. And then what she said made me just put on my boots and leave. She's like, yeah, I don't do that anymore.
Anymore.
Bingo. That's the one. Not anymore. Going after lust. Yeah, I used to do that, but no, not anymore. Like, I'm mostly... trying to get to know new people. I'm like, we met on Bumble, right? That's a dating app. Oh, I met plenty of friends on dating apps. I looked at her like, okay, you and I are not aligned. We don't have the same intentions. I'm just going to leave. And I was like, is this what?
Is this the real
life?
Is this just fantasy? Fantasy. Fantasy.
You had to ruin it. I'm like, what? How do you function and why? Like, I get on the whole phrase, how she phrased it. Phrased it.
You said that correctly. Yes.
Good. How she phrased it was like, I don't do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I got tons of friends on dating apps, which means a lot of guys just cuck themselves, who are like, oh, I better stay friends with her, otherwise I might lose this. Like, how many fucking losers do you hang around with? Like, I'm like, no, I am not going to stay here. Put on my boots and leave. First of all, you don't have nice blonde curls. Second of all, you mutilated your body with a stupid tattoo. Like, tattoos are okay, just don't make it a stupid one.
Mm.
And then you decline the offer of the God-sent gift that is me. No.
I wouldn't even say, see, the problem is you're operating from, you're taking her at face value. Well, or expectations. You're on a dating app. She's, I just want to be friends. Then she's abusing. She knows exactly what she's doing. She is trying to use you to get attention. And that's exactly what happened. Yeah. But you did the exact right thing, is once you figure that out, you got to dodge. And then you
go home, talk to TJ. Dune. Finished.
TJ, like, the guy who says and complains about Vince's book not having any data or statistics, and then there is, hang on, I'll find it. Would you let me visually show the audience how much of the book he missed? Because I think it's chapter 3. Yeah, here. So here's chapter 3. That's where it starts. He missed that much of the book. This is 76 pages. I added up 112 charts with 2 pages of links to data. And the boy says, I just don't like it because there wasn't enough data in it.
There's a lot of data in it. I've been reading through Bachelor Pad Economics again, but there's a lot of data in that one too. I'm like, my God. And unfortunately, a lot of information that isn't relevant to me because of all the American tax system data. And I'm like, yeah, whatever.
But the principle.
But again, the brilliant phrase of not spending more than you make. Who did I talked to you about this so many times. Like, we need to invest more in education. No, not until I hear children as young as 4 mentioning do not spend more than you make. Like, I want choirs of children singing to the Lord, do not spend more than you make. If that does not happen, I will not want to invest in education.
Well, I did, for the benefit of your audience, I did want to get back to about the gal. Because you're how old was this gal that you ran into with the
dreadlocks? How old was she? I think 24 or 25.
Okay, yeah. That's a little young, but it's gonna happen and at your age when you're guys, you're gonna start running into the I used to do that.
As young as 25.
As young as, but you boys, you gotta do what Jack did and leave, because now all of a sudden I don't want fun, I want an investment.
Yeah,
I remember it happened to me.
Oh,
yeah. Jack, this gal had the hugest cans, and that's the only reason. And she was a single mom, so I'm like, and you're done. It's like, I got herpes. I'm married. I'm trying to think of other major deal breakers. Debt. I have crippling levels of debt. I'm a Marxist or a leftist or a socialist of some variety or another. Just, having this delusional expectation she was 23 again without a kid. It's like, no. And so I wanted to date, and she really liked me. And I'm thinking like, and she's like, oh no, I don't do that anymore. Now I was very young and didn't know what was going on at that time. I didn't have the wisdom that we have today. And I was like, all right, tried a couple more times. I realized, no, I'm just wasting my time. All right, I'm done with this. We can make out, but we're not having sex. Like, no, that was the one that threw me away. So come to find out later on, you know what?
She had sex that very same night with a different guy?
Not that very same night, but within a month or two. I didn't audit it or anything like that. Turns out, because she was still talking to me, I was like, oh yeah, I went out on a date with this guy, and it really wasn't going anywhere, but I just want to have sex with a Latino because I'm like, because this gal was on the salsa scene. She wanted to have like a Latin guy. I'm like, okay, fine, bye. And then I found her not too long ago later on because I was bored and looking up. Know where she is now?
Pregnant, fat, alone.
No, too beyond menopause, gray hair. This is quite some time ago when this happened. Gray hair, doesn't know. Yeah, I'm old as fuck. Doesn't know the diet. Still looking for guy or whatever, and And all you have to do, Jack. Did you say anything when you left, or did you just say, this is working out, and you left?
I just left. I looked at her. I'm like, okay, our intentions are aligned. I'm on a dating app for the sole course of dating, not to become friends. And you are looking for friends, so I'm wasting my time. I wish you all the best. No hard feelings. Good night.
Good. All right, there, you did that well. Did she follow up? Oh, go on.
No. Because, and maybe this was part of my downfall. Maybe we started talking, and she was like, she was telling me about her college education. She is studying to become, hold on to your hats, boys, a creative artist teacher.
Oh, so first, hang on. I'm confused, Jack. Explain this to me. Is she creative?
She has dreads. Old people with dreads.
So she has to learn the creativity first, right? And then she has to learn the art. So she has to develop so she's got to learn how to be creative from teachers. Then she has to learn to become an artist from teachers. Then she has to learn to teach from teachers. So she has to learn 3 things. But she doesn't have any creativity or artistic ability or know how to teach. So that's why she's majoring creative art teachery.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And now she told me, because we were reporting. Again, maybe that was my downfall, because I returned with, well, you know what? I quit college. I'm not in debt. and because of the work from home I have to do now, I figured out I have enough time to, next to my work, I can teach myself a new skill. And she was like, oh, really? You do all those things? Well, after this, I want to do another college education. And, well, I'm already in crippling student debt, so why not more?
And, you know, the money, the government just gives you free money. The government just gives you free money, according to the other gal.
Like,
there is a way.
I said it once, and I will see it, and I will say it again. In the future, which is 2 years from now, men will not be able to find a girl without student debt. All of you will be plow horses to them.
Right. There is a wave. I thought, you know how I say enjoy the show?
Yeah, I'm trying.
Because I think, well, Gen X is, I think, is the first real generation of spinsters. I think that's the real boomer women, kind of with all the divorce they did, but yeah, there was still some traditionalism there. But by the time you're my age, you are going to see a wave of completely, I don't want to say worthless. That's not the word. It's worse than that. You are looking at a wave of angry, pissed off liabilities. That's what it's going to be, because they are going to have tons of student loan debt. They're going to have no financial stability. They're going to have no maturity or capability of thinking, oh, here's another human being I would like, and they're not going to have, and they're going to be pissed. Yeah. And it's going to be nearly all of them. And they're not going to know why. That's the other thing. They're going to be insane, because you try to tell, but why even try? They're not going to listen. They're going to have no clue on top of it as well. That's going to be maddening for them. And you are going to have, right now we have the show, but it's going to be such an intense show 10 to 15 years from now for your generation. I'm going to be able to see it, but I don't know if I'll be tuning in. I think I'll be off.
Well, the best thing was, like, even though I didn't got the notch, I'm like, she even told me, like, yeah, I work as a barista. I'm like, by God, you couldn't be more stereotyped. But since the crisis, I can't work and there's no money coming in. I'm like, what other thing than Nelson from The Simpsons can you do? Like, we should buy these ripped up jean jackets.
Sure. And the shorts and
the short, and just stand in a line on a mountain of no depth, working out, not spending more than you make, healthy diet, and just point finger and go,
They won't get it. They won't get it. They won't get it. I had a conversation I'm working on related to Project Evil or Operation Evil. I had
sounds nice as well.
Anyway, so I got some insights, and I got to talk to other gals as well. But if what this gal says is true and representative of various women community, I don't want to nail it down too closely. Nothing penetrates their beliefs or their desires. True. Nothing at all. The dream could be, it's been my dream to be a teacher. You won't penetrate that. What shocks me is I was told by my agent, my female agent in the field, that every woman not only thinks there's a Prince Charming out there, but they're entitled to it. They really do believe that there's their own Prince Harry. Like Prince Harry is the model. He actually turned out great. Well, but it does. He went in and saved Meghan or whatever. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the social pages. There is no, and that's where, again, I'm always trying to advance and get new information and new advice based on reality to help younger guys and women if they want to listen to it. But there is no point to even go, ha ha. They're not going to listen. They're not even going to know what you're going, ha ha, about. They're not. Because it is such a complete and thorough programming and indoctrination, brainwashing. They are incapable. Here's what it might even boil down to, and maybe I got to think this through a little bit more. But they are not capable of interacting with the real world because they've been shielded from it for so long and never introduced to it, that the concept of having no debt and majoring in something that has a job, just doesn't, or it's so rare, you rarely see it. And you're only going to be bashing your head against this. Here's a submarine that's trying to sink. And you're trying to go in there as a soul swimmer trying to lift the submarine. It is futile. Don't even waste your time. And don't even bother saying ha ha or telling people in the submarine what to do, release ballast. I don't know. They're drunk and high on some kind of fume. They're not capable of raising. It is going to sink no matter what. Mm-hmm. And so I don't even think you can laugh at them. I mean, it's I told you so. It's the show. It's enjoyable. It's vindication. It's posterity. But I wouldn't try to even, like your action was perfect. You just, hey, I got to get going. See
you don't talk them out of it. You cannot negotiate desire. No. You can't negotiate anything with a woman.
No.
And this is why I tend to say you do not negotiate with children, and I categorize women and children in the same category. Although, of course, don't give me that.
There are exceptions.
Differences,
right,
and age differences and things like that, and blah blah blah. Like, I don't want to be categorized as a, but like, women act like children, so treat them like it. Do not negotiate with them. No, you are not getting that candy bar. Like you and I. What did we say again? Going with women to the grocery store and. You are like on your way, on a mission. Like, this is what we need. Come with me, woman. And then she's like, oh, look at the pretty colors. Like,
yeah,
no,
no. We have places to go. Yep.
Yeah, but
this is not. I know a lot of people would view that this is sexist or misogynist, but this is what young men have to realize is this is not a joke. This has nothing to do with sexism or misogyny or the differences between men and women. You're talking huge financial liabilities where these young ladies come walking in with $100,000 to $200,000 of debt, no employable skills, and an attitude and an indoctrination or a programming or ideology, whatever you want to call it, that is not conducive at all to falling in love, family formation, or just being kind or selfless or altruistic towards another person. I wrote an article about why we should bring back dowries, but the point is academic and moot because what boomer dad has money now to give you a dowry? But this is no joke, guys. There is a huge risk right now where you are genetically programmed to want and desire women. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. Usually but if the percent of what you ran into is common, and that there is nothing but risk involved in that. And slavery, by the way, you are darn right, plow horse. You're going to have to bail them out of their student loans because that's all they know. And do you want to raise the submarine and die in the process? Or do you just want to maybe we go look for some seals or whatever else? I'm imagining the submarines in the northern Arctic, like the Kursk. Or do you want to go look at, some glaciers or something? You younger guys, especially because it's those are the younger women that have the most debt and the biggest liabilities. And you got to look at it at this perspective.
Well, especially that. And Rollo pointed it out perfectly a while back on a podcast that he showed up with me because he didn't stand me up.
Ouch.
Oh, that's the truth.
Oh, there's the truth.
Yeah. But him and I were talking about marriage, and I told him that I vet the family of the girl I'm dating. And he was like, well, that's perfect because you're not marrying the girl. You're marrying her family. All of her family issues become your issues as well. I had a girlfriend whose mother was in crippling debt, and I ended up telling her, I am not showing up on birthdays anymore. I'm not doing it. I don't trust her with anything. Yeah, but she learned her mistake. She was still smoking a pack a day. She was still buying sugary sweets, candy.
Oh, okay.
She was still buying shit for her kids to bribe them. Like, do you want soda? Do you want crisps? Do you want this? Do you want that? I'm like, you're bribing them. She hasn't learned anything. And of course, then you get the horrible situation where you have to put your girlfriend down, look her in the eye and say, she's bribing you. I'm not coming. That was not a fun conversation to have. But turned out she dumped me to get back to the guy who cheated on her 3 times. And now she's pregnant and married to him. So, well, we know how that will end. We know how that will end.
We do.
May not be today, may not be tomorrow, but we know how that will end.
What kind of an engineer was she? Nuclear? Electrical?
No, she studied in
surgeon.
business.
Business. Accounting? IT?
Mm.
Oh, business?
Okay, credit where credit is due.
Okay,
She had a resume like longer than you would have ever seen. She did project after project after project. She did.
Was it job after job, or was this while she was in school? She had project after project.
While she was in school, like paid jobs, paid projects.
Okay, all
she
right.
did. What's the word again? She did voluntary work. No, voluntary work for the food banks we have here for the homeless.
Oh,
it's not like she was
nice.
lazy. No, but it's not like she was lazy. So she actually did things. And that was what bothered me the most. Like, okay, you're being productive. You're being of value. And your mother is bribing you. Like,
Can you tell the sub that is sinking that the mother is bribing it?
Yes.
Will the sub listen to you?
No.
You bang your head against the hull of the sinking sub?
No, this is years ago.
Hey, I know. You were young. You were idealistic. You were hopeful. Yes, I understand.
Yeah, I was hopeful. But no, you can't save them. Especially not after I found out that she now married the guy who cheated on her 3 times and is pregnant with his kid. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
It's almost like Spike Spiegel. This is just a dream, because it's so wacky. It's so untethered. Did
you ever Google like if Spike really died? Because the creator of Cowboy Bebop was very nonchalant about it. He was like, well, I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. It's up to you.
Yeah, I don't get into it that much. I just appreciate it for what it is.
It really was good.
It was. Really, it's the best. It's the best piece of animation out there.
Yeah. Like with the glass eye, like not everything is as it seems.
Yeah. No, I keep telling people, and they're like, "Oh, clear you perv! You watch an anime." It's like, it's not perv. It's one of the best
art.
It's art, and maybe you don't like the Japanese style of art, but there was no porn. It wasn't crass. It was, if anything, tear jerking in some scenes, and a brilliant, not only a brilliant story, but a brilliant testament to humanity and the value of family. I don't know what more do you want.
And well, what's her name again? What's the girl's name? Not Ed.
Faye?
The other one. Faye.
Faye.
She was nice to look at. She
was all right. Yeah.
I mean, big titted anime chicks. Why not?
Let
us have the fun.
That I wouldn't even. I don't. That's not like the volleyball game where girls are playing in bikinis. That
Dead
video game. Dead or Alive. Thank you. Okay, I knew it was a fighting game, but they made a volleyball game out of it. Okay, wink and a nod. I get it. But Cowboy Bebop wasn't even that. I mean, okay, yeah, Faye had huge cans, but if you didn't, right, she's got huge cans. But it's like, God, I hope
she was still interesting. Faye was still an interesting,
very interesting girl. Yeah, there was a girl that tried to be nice, but then she got screwed over by society. You could see how she ended up becoming a very tomboyish, defensive, non-trustworthy individual. She had no choice but to survive that way.
Character building. Can you imagine people still doing that? Like the new Star Wars thing, the whole Rey character. I don't mind that she's a girl. I mind there is a lack of character development.
Are you saying she had no depth?
Well, we should ask the 20 guys who ran
through
her.
Hold it. Hang on. Are you saying Captain Marvel had no depth or 3-dimensionality?
I never watched it. I know she hadn't. Oh my God, that scene! Like, okay, Endgame was a good movie, right?
Endgame, yes, I liked Endgame.
They had to put in that one scene at the end where all the female characters face off.
I'm okay. You know what? I'm okay with that. You know what? Because that's cool. All the chicks are that's all right. That's like a girls forming their own club. I'm okay with that. I know a lot of people that rubbed it wrong, but I'm like, yeah, okay, that's kind of cool. The chicks are gonna come kick some ass. I was okay with that.
Yeah, a bit. Like Marvel had it on the scale. The biggest gripe I had with it was, and maybe that's the reason why I mind it so much, is that it's being rammed through your throat so much,
and
that
that's
you
the
can't
question.
Even enjoy the little things anymore. That is not that doesn't have the sheer goal of shoving fempowerment down your throat. Know what I mean?
Right. Well, the difference you're talking about, see, is it's the intention. It's what's behind the intention. For example, that is no different on the face of it than Charlie's Angels. Charlie's Angels was not the movie. I'm talking the TV show from the 70s. That was like, hey, it's a bunch of cool hot chicks. And they got a guy called Mosley, who's their handler. And they go and they kick some ass and they fight the bad guy. Everybody can get behind that. And that's what I kind of viewed, or I chose to view the scene where all the women were kicking ass in Endgame. I'm like, oh, it's like the Charlie. Okay. But you're 100% right. It's like, what's the intention now? See, and there's always balance, Jack. There's always balance. What
I like that also.
Can Hollywood or any creator of any form of art do something like a Charlie's Angels now, where it's just or a Ripley or a badass chick, like a true 100% honest intention? Hey, we just want to have this scene with all the girls, which normally would have been cool. Can they do that now without people saying you're doing it for political causes?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh my! Did you see what I posted about the death of the lingerie model? I was proud of that.
No, what, you wrote an article?
I wrote an article. The death of the lingerie model.
You can write?
Yeah, I can even speak on certain moments, but the third comes out and then it sounds like this.
What? No, can you text that or email it to me?
Yeah, I'll do it. That's no rush. I'll
plagiarize your work, and I don't have to.
Oh yeah, this humor is brought to you by Asshole Consulting and totally not Jack Napier. I remember that. First time I talked to this asshole.
I'll link to you. No, I'll send the traffic. I just I don't know.
No, but seriously, that I sent you the model in Las Vegas. Yeah?
Yes. Very pretty woman. Yes.
Yeah. That came from Marie Murr, a lingerie company that's a bit on the kink side, but not too much. It's still decent.
She was leathery. Yes.
They betrayed me.
Oh, no.
They absolutely betrayed me. I am DMing you the picture right now.
Wait, on my phone?
And no, I don't have your number.
Wait, are you sending out to the Twitter? All right, let me take a look at the Twitter.
Yeah, okay, real quick. Let me see. Where is it? There it is. Oh, I need to save this one again. I hope my phone doesn't die of sheer.
Did they do the plus size shit?
Yeah, they absolutely like. Oh God. Yeah, it's on Twitter.
Oh Jesus Christ, Jack. Okay,
they betrayed me. They really betrayed me. It's like, oh my God. Why? Why did you do this to me?
Because it sells more. Yeah. Jack, they want to believe the lie so much. And part of it is beauty at any size. And this is for them to imagine they're pretty. That's what it is. And that's their number one sales. Not only is it their largest sales, pun intended, it's their number one growth segment. Is the plus size.
And there's the article. I DM'd that too.
Oh,
but yeah, I mean, by God, they had two perfect 10s, two of them, like a blonde 10 and a brunette 10. I was like, yes, a lingerie company that does not yield to this insanity. And here they come.
Yep.
And on my personal account, I already deleted it, but I commented that, like, I thought it was a shame that the company yields to such monstrosities of advocating for, well, unhealthy habits.
Yeah.
The comments I got. Oh,
wait. You got comments on your post, or you sent them a letter?
No, no, on the Instagram thing.
On the Instagram.
I commented.
Oh, you found that on Instagram.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh, okay, I see. All right.
And all the comments were like, "Oh, she's so beautiful." I'm like, "No, she's fat. She's unhealthy. She's lazy."
Jack.
I know. Banging head.
Now let's move from banging head. What should be the next stage? Come on, think.
Enjoy the show. Just sit back.
Next stage. Beyond that, what's the next thing you should be concluding and deducing now?
Oh, make profit.
There you go.
No.
Who's making money on that, Jack? You or that company?
That company.
That company.
So what you're saying is I should have fat lingerie models on my show making profit.
No, it ruined your show. The show is already established as a particular type. What I'm saying is you have to have your own form of operation evil, and how could I put it? Okay, you guys have the train system and the road system, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have a good train system in Europe. I mean, all of Europe.
Yeah.
Roads aren't that bad. Roads are pretty good there too, right?
Yeah, Hitler did that, Joe.
Right. Well, companies take that infrastructure and invest around it. Like the train stop is here. I'll put a apothecary here. The roads go and intersect here. I'm going to put a grocery store here. You see what I'm saying? There's an infrastructure that's been invested, and companies make and invest business decisions based on this infrastructure. Follow me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't put a shop where there ain't no road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, we have spent, I argue, way more in an ideology, a philosophy, and a belief, particularly when it comes to women, but men too, but especially women, about what has an entire value system, a true ideology, not just covering politics or philosophy, but everything. And you have a choice, Jack. You can invest your shop out in the middle of a farm field where no one's going to buy it, or you could go to this huge major intersection that the government, the education system, the media, Hollywood, everybody has invested in lying to people, and you could set up your heroin shop there. And that's where I think you could be much further ahead than me or even Rollo or Rich Cooper, a younger man, if you realize, okay, yeah, it's good to be an engineer, it's good to be an accountant and all that other stuff. But if you want to make money, don't do this truth shit. You look at the infrastructure, you look at the investors, you say, how many trillions did they invest in women to think that to get to the point that big is beautiful? They've overridden human logic and thinking and fact, and okay, fine, this is it. This is the plan we're going with. Fine, we're investing off of this plan. You should absolutely take advantage of it. Because your money, you could even look at it as a taxpayer. My money, part of my money went into this bullshit to get people to think this way. And by God, if I'm not going to profit off of people thinking this way, I want my money back is what I want. And so, yes, it's annoying. Yes, it's agitating. But let us not only move away from stopping the sub from sinking, stopping from banging our heads against the sub, stopping from lighting up a pipe tobacco and watching the sub sink, and like saying, how can we make money off it? How can we push the sub down quickly? There's money in pushing the sub down.
And how can we thrive off pushing it down?
Right. Right.
Yeah, but how can we still do that at this point?
Throw rocks. For some reason, the people in the sub, they have a little tube that goes out of the sub. And it goes very, very high. So no matter how far down it gets, the tube will get. And they will shoot money up for every rock you throw on the sub. Huh. I don't know why, but that's what they do. Yeah, so all we have to do.
I'm thinking about this because I do personal training as well, but how can you, as a personal trainer, make bank out of Big is Beautiful?
Well, you're a young guy. I mean? Yeah, but you could lure, like, you could advertise to easy workouts or sensitive workouts or something like that for women that are intimidated by the gym. Or men that are intimidated by the gym. And you promise to do a non-aggressive. Have you ever heard of this gym called Curves in the United States?
No, but it sounds horrible.
It is horrible. It's a women's only gym, which is fine. Women only. That's cool. Okay. But there's no body shaming. I think some people got in trouble if they were working out too hard. Because
isn't that Planet Fitness?
It could be that too, but this one is like you go in there and you go at your own pace and you don't stress yourself. And it's not even power walking because that at least has some cardio. This is like, they'll lift their 2-pound weights 3 times. And then but you never see anyone in shape at a Curve gym. That's how you make your money as a trainer. You offer stuff, but I think you're in kind of the wrong. Can you sell them beauty? Can you sell them health? Like, hey, see if you could curveball it, throw one over the plate with a curve and say, hey, that's your selling point. I'm offering health and beauty, at any exercise level or something like that.
I'll think of some. I think I can get off the lazy thing. You know what I mean? A while back, and I'm using my own father as an example for this, but he wanted, I do need to keep moving. And this is by God, man, this is a 350-pound man.
Right.
And for exercise, he bought 1 kilo weight. So that's 2.5 pounds.
2.5 pounds, right.
Right, 2.5 pound little dumbbells. And he sat there at his desk and he was like, well, at least I keep moving. But now I'm thinking, hold on. I can make something of this. Like, well, the thing is, it's not necessarily that you need to lose weight. The thing is that you keep moving. And you don't have to keep moving with a heavy weight. You just need to keep moving. Now, introducing these small weights or small weight workouts. Trademark.
You don't have to, any exercise is good exercise. All exercise is good exercise. Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
you walked 5 feet? You took the stairs?
Yeah.
Oh, did you park your car 10 feet away from the door instead of, something like that? You're not selling them health. You're selling them a mentality. Like, Bingo. Yeah, I showed up at the gym. It's like I took my homework home. I didn't do my homework, but I took my homework home.
Yeah, that's one thing.
There you go.
I can get off of that. That's probably something. And it reminds me of, have you ever read Scott Adams or listened to him? He has a podcast as well. Scott Adams has this book called How to Fail at Everything and Still Win Big. And he puts it perfectly. It's like, having goals is for losers. You want a system. And he was absolutely right about that, because, Cappy, how do you get where you want to be? Like, if you want to lose weight.
Commit to it. Oh, well, yeah, you have to have a program. You have to have a plan or a strategy and commit to it.
And how do you perform that plan? Like, do you do it all at once? Or
no, you have to do it regularly over time. Yeah.
You stay consistent. And he put it in such perfect words, like, goals are for losers. It's a system you want. I was like, damn it, yes. Then it comes to, how do you sell that to lazy people? And that's a thing I need to break my head about.
You're selling the wrong product to lazy people, Jack. They don't want a system. They want immediate validation and vindication that they're doing. They want an excuse.
Yeah.
And so you could sell them a system, but you say, hey, Jack's easy workout, or the what would you call it? The people's workout. How about that? The people's workout. I'll take 50% of your revenues at Asshole Consulting now. The people's workout, huh? And then come on, a non-judgmental, non-discriminate, look up the code words, a welcoming environment for all people welcome, as long as you got green. That, and then, you know what? You come up with a system that's really cute. There is no failure.
Oh, absolutely.
It's all a participation trophy. Yeah.
I just realized this, that the thing is, you don't sell results. You sell ideas.
Yes. Where have you been?
Oh, well, let me put it into my own words. That I can understand. Brilliant. It's the same. It's the same with all the other crap. Like, you sell them the whole idea of being good.
Yeah. If you take this first step, this is the first step towards the journey of you getting in shape. And you already are beautiful, but if you want to get help, you don't even bring beauty into it because they're already beautiful.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what else you guys want to invest in, but the government put a shit ton of money into that highway system. I suggest we all build gas stations at each exit called, hey, the happy, the people's, everybody's wonderful shop. And you go in and you get your 64-ounce Mountain Dew and you slurp it down. And when you suck on the straw, there's a little valve in there that attaches to a little kazoo type thing that says, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful.
Can you imagine Tony Robbins going to bed late at night just laughing? Like, oh, what did I sell these people today?
Yeah. I mean, go study him or Ty Lopez or even Oprah. I mean, this isn't new.
Not the other guy. I love the other guy who says black single moms are a prize.
Oh, Derek Jackson?
That one.
Yeah. Go study him. Him and Matt Hussey. Study some televangelists from the 80s,
there's a new one. Did you see him? There's a new televangelist who
There's
can
always
cure
a new
corona.
one. Well, there you go. Okay.
I saw a video of him just yelling at the screen, "We're gonna burn corona. We're gonna burn it like hell."
Did they give him money?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
We're gonna burn. Just the intensity in his eye. That's amazing.
You got to commit to the act, otherwise it doesn't sell.
Oh, absolutely.
See, and that's gonna be the hard thing for you. Is you're gonna have, if you do it right, you're gonna have some people that you are just philosophically disgusted with. Maybe not physically, but philosophically, because they're going to come in there, they're going to stink. They're going to walk, and they're in their mind like, "Oh, I'm doing good," and then they come in with a donut or something like that, and you just got to view them as cattle. You got to view them. You got this is the moneymaker, and you also have to forgive yourself because no investment has gone into their psyche or brains about what is reality and what is good. This is how they come programmed. And they're not going to give you the money for, here's some broccoli and here's an exercise regimen. They're going to give you money for, you're doing great.
Yeah.
And
that's how most gyms make money. Because I remember, like, at the gym I used to work out with before I became home gym master race, they invested in these kitchen devices that people can sit on and they can watch themselves progress and things like that. These whatever you want to call
kiosks.
them. These house mom fitness machines. And what they did was they cut back on the free weights. So we had a giant rack, and they made it smaller, so only 5 people or something like that, maybe even 4 people could actually use the free weights, so they could have more of these fitness devices in there, these fitness machines that tell people, "Oh, you're doing great." And all the free weight guys, we were just standing there like, seriously? Like, they're gonna remove our real exercise for that? And at first we were angry, but now it's like, nope, this is marketing. They earn way more from Karen and whatever Karen's husband is called, Bob.
The family package, sure.
Yeah, they earn way more of that. Like, is there a meme name for Karen's husband? Like, what's a good
Isn't
name
it Bob?
for?
I thought maybe it was Bob.
Yeah, what's a good name for Karen's plow horse?
Let me look up Karen.
Karen took the kids.
Karen's husband meme. I wonder if it's Bob.
I think it is.
Karen. Introducing the husband of Karen. Hang on, here's Know Your Meme. Well, it's just the bearded looking millennial.
God. Did you see, by the way, that Adele's ex-husband won the divorce?
Good for him. Who's Adele's ex-husband?
Well, I don't know who he is, but okay.
Is Adele a famous singer, actor?
You don't know Adele?
Is it like good. Nicki Minaj?
No, absolutely not. She can actually sing. She did the Skyfall song.
Oh, yes, I do know Adele. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, well, she can actually sing. Can we agree on that? She's not a hold down.
Yes, she can sing. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, no, that I remember that song. She got good lungs on her. Yes.
Yeah, actually a nice singing girl, but she got divorced from her husband, who actually looks like the stereotypical millennial soy boy with a giant beard and a double chin. And he won the divorce for 100 and I don't know how many millions.
Oh, jeez.
More than half of her net worth is now his because of a divorce.
Wait. How does that happen? Did he help? Was he her agent on top of it?
I don't know. Let me look up the real facts.
More than half. That seems a bit odd.
Oh shit! Whoa! Adele's divorce, 180 million on the table. My God, I'm googling it right now. 40-year-old businessman confirmed. Oh, he's a 45-year-old businessman.
He could have been very integral. I mean, that happens is where she was a country singer, and she is divorced too.
Dolly
Parton. She was hot in the 90s and the early aughts. that don't impress me much. What's her name? Shania Twain.
Twain.
You know Shania Twain? I don't know if country makes it. Okay, so her husband was her manager at first. And so I'm sure with the divorce, I'm kind of curious if, hey, you know, without him, you'd be nothing kind of thing. So I'm wondering if this guy didn't play a similar agent role.
Yeah,
in that.
It's the same thing with Scarlett Johansson, I believe, where she married the starving artist type while she was a Hollywood actress.
Yeah. Yeah, they divorced now too.
Yeah. A while back. But Scarlett Johansson used to be, goddamn, man. As you say, and I quote a very wise Stark Clary, yes. If women looked like that, the GDP would rise with 45%. Men would go to war.
Men would. Yeah, I'm not, and I'm not even joking about that. I am deadly serious about that. That would be the number. You want to talk about a shot in the arm for the economy? That would happen. Yeah.
Remember that Family Guy episode where Stewie and Brian go to alternate universes and they see Meg walking down the street?
Yeah.
And she's like hot. Like Meg turned hot. Like an 8. And like Brian just looks at her like, is that Meg? And Stewie looks at him. He's like, yeah, she's still considered a 4 around here. Just wait till you see Lois. Like, you don't know that one?
No. I kind of stopped watching Family Guy about 5-6 years ago. I should probably go back and start watching it.
Might even be the movie one, the story of Stewie or something like that. What's the movie called again? It was pretty nice. No, but like Meg turns out to be hot and things like that, and like all the women, even the ugly ones, still have a small waist and big calves.
Sure, yeah, okay.
What a beautiful time that would be. Like, then actually, women, all of them would be beautiful.
Stop.
Yeah, I know. Getting our hopes up.
Just sell them the cheesecake, man.
Sell them lies, sell them sweet little lies.
That we don't get that. That's not on the table. What is on the table? How do we make the most money, make our lives easiest? That is what's on the table.
Yeah, so it's like Monopoly. Like this is
look, let's put it this way. You could go and major in engineering, and that's hard, and coding. I mean, and I think every guy has to do something, of real intangible value. But in the end, for a side gig, there's more gold than there are gold miners in this vein, in this mine that you can mine of lies. I think it's the gift that keeps giving. There are unlimited lies you can tell. And so if you boys are looking for a side hustle, I'd sell lies. That's what I would do.
Yeah. And the only problem is, you and I talked about this last time, is the mental hurt, that border you need to cross. Mm-hmm. Because it is a certain intellectual position you have to wave goodbye, because you and I know, like, this is wrong, this is not healthy for you. You need to be able to lie, which in and of itself is a gift. Like, if you have the capability of keeping a straight face when telling a young woman it's okay to be fat, it's okay to sleep around, it's okay to pick up that donut, I mean, I salute you, sir. It's can't do it.
No. You will all be able to in time. And the reason why is this.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm going to explain to you why. And this does not just apply to women. This is everybody. What happens when you tell someone the truth?
They resent you.
They hate you. They resent you. They call you an ist or an ism. They try and get you doxxed. In my case, it was constantly fighting with my bosses about a housing crisis that in their minds was never going to happen, threatening to get fired, getting lied to. Mm-hmm. When you are attacked enough by society for telling the truth, you will develop an intense hatred for society, for normies, conformies, and inferiors. And it's not, they're just lower IQ, or they're dumb, or they just don't get it. That would be one thing if they said, hey, thank you for your concern. No, but when they say you're shallow, you're a sexist, you're a bigot, you're a homophobe, whatever, you're not a team, we're going to fire you, you realize, these are evil, vile people. Mm-hmm. And you will gladly sell them lies. You will gladly hurt them because you've tried. I don't know if you need to have that experience of trying to help people out, to have it thrown back in your face and be attacked, to have this passion in you? Like, can you academically listen to what I'm saying now and develop an intense hatred for humanity? Or do you have to be beaten up upon by society? I mean, and dude, I remember I was a nerd. I was very unpopular in school. Every guy's dating experiences, I think that galvanizes it. Like I think there's a path, quote unquote, an anti-hero must walk to become galvanized and to have that epiphany like, oh, you guys are degenerate fucking scumbags. And now I have every incentive to hurt you. And then when you're going to find out it's not evil to hurt bad people, you're like, you people deserve this. I'm giving you what you want.
It's nature. Weirdly enough, it is like if you, poke a bear just one too many times, what do you think that will happen? Again, with the whole who hurt you? A lot of women hurt me. Like, why do you think I am this way? I tried again. Like, I got punched in the face. And then I was like, oh, it was me. I got hit because of me. Then I tried again. And I was like, was this really me? Well, you know what? 3 times a charm. You get punched again. Then you're like 14 times a charm. Right. Punched again. Yeah. With number 15, you're gonna think about, well, maybe.
Somebody complains because you look too relaxed at work.
I know. Well, I think he had a different motivation, by the way. I think he complained about that because I mentioned to him he shouldn't send his daughter to Belgium.
Does it matter?
No, it doesn't.
Matter. Let me ask you this. I only watched half of it because I couldn't get through it because it's too depressing. When the Joker started, I don't know, firebombing the town and started fighting back, were you cheering for him?
Yeah.
Okay. Was everybody else cheering for him, basically?
Yeah, they were.
All right, that's what happens is you get treated enough like
Joker, by the way.
Well, the movie that came out.
Oh, the latest one.
You could only watch half. I could only watch half. Yeah, it was too depressing. So he was going through enough shit. I'm like, I don't. And I presume the end is. I started seeing where he fought back. He started shooting the investment bankers in the subway.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I see where this is going. And then like he gets no outs, none. Well. He may be unethical and illegal, but he's got every right based on his experiences.
Yeah, and you know what the weird thing is? The movie keeps going that way. At least how I viewed it. Of course, he gets caught, but it doesn't have that condescending tone at the end where it's like, Joker bad, don't do this. It really keeps that narrative of, poke a bear too much, this is what's going to happen.
Right. And so I think that's what you have to do is you have to go through an experience or Jokerian.
Why do you think I have the name?
Right. To get to that point, and then, it's like, oh, I see how this works. And you don't worry. If you haven't lived long enough, you're going to have no respect for society and you'll become a misanthrope. And then you'll have no problems selling people the bullshit workout regimen or the Democrat Party platform or whatever other lies are out there.
I already am doing it in one certain way, but I'm not telling you that live.
Don't tell anybody.
I'm telling you after the show what I'm cooking up in my.
Well, I have to get going here pretty soon too. So,
okay. Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's just wrap this one up because I don't have much to tell anymore. But if you can, go finish Joker because it goes well when after he shoots the investment bankers. I don't know if I can spoil it for you or
no. Don't. I'll watch it sometime later. But it was dark and I didn't need. I was doing taxes and I didn't need to see a depressing movie. So
it actually does shine a bit on the whole argument that people are just lazy because there's a confrontation between him and Thomas Wayne where Thomas Wayne actually says to him like, I got rich because I put forward effort. I didn't get rich by stealing or whatever. I put forward the effort. Like, okay, plug your shit.
Oh, well, my flagship product is Bachelor Pad Economics.
Great book.
Yeah. And with every book I've written or contributed to, I give you a 1,000% rate of return guarantee, because if you read the book and follow the advice in it, you will make 10 times the amount of money back on what you spent on this one. This one I was the biggest contributor to, How Not to Become a Millennial. That basically takes all the mistakes millennials have made and all the mistakes Boomer and Gen X parents did to them. And I say, let's learn, that's the last half of the book, what can we draw from that so we don't ever do that to a generation again. Black men's got out of poverty. I don't know how big of a market black men are over in Belgium or the Netherlands. For your audience, yeah, Curse of the High IQ. That's for everyone tuning in. Mm-hmm. And then the Pence Principle, I guess this isn't mine, but I plug it anyway. Randy Bentwick's book, The Pence Principle, basically how not to get Me Too'd and keep your career, not end up in jail based on a false rape accusation, like two guys did in that book where the girl lied and then they were exonerated 30 years later.
Damn.
So,
I saw there's a lot of cases these days about that. Guys who got into prison for false rape, 20 years of their life gone. Because she lied.
Guys, I know it's not mine, and I know it's short. Like, but seriously, get this. Get this book. I cannot. And for the hour it might take you to read it. Yeah, that's one of the higher rates of return. Yeah, hey, do you want to avoid jail time for 20 years for $7.95? Well, then maybe I recommend that.
Yeah. Well,
and
my
then
channel's
yeah, I'm sorry. And then assholeconsulting.com. We got questions, go to assholeconsulting.
Yeah, you're back, right? You're back from holiday.
I'm back. I'm back. Yeah. Yep. You know how quick that month went? Very
quick, didn't it? Way too quick.
It's like, fuck. Just got shit settled. I can't.
Well, if you want to avoid annoying coworkers as well and want to be withheld from the Me Tooing, go to the online business course, Personal Brand Mastery by Troy Francis. I like Troy. I vouch for Troy. Love this book. His course will not disappoint. Also, sponsored by the Gendernomics audiobook, narrated by me. You can hear the truth in that narration. And you can sponsor the channel on patreon.com/JackNapier368. Tune in Friday for Red Evening, and I'll see you then.